Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the Love Beneath podcast. I am your host, Mina Zia Sheikh Al-Islami. Try saying that 3 times fast. And it is Monday. Welcome, welcome back. You might be like, Mina, why are you in the same outfit as Friday? And why does it seem like the same time of day? Well, my keen viewer, my very smart viewer, that is because I had a message immediately after the first message for Friday. And I knew this weekend was going to be a very hectic weekend for me. So I thought, why don't I make future Mina's life easier and just do the Monday episode? That's what happens when you use the old noggin. I want to talk to you about something that is maybe niche. I think all of you are going to be interested in this, though, I have to say. I feel like it's pretty interesting. So I'll say it's not niche, but it's a little more spiritual rabbit hole than maybe some of the other things that I talk about. And I do have a membership called Solos where I let my freak flag fly. I talk about all sorts of the visions I get, the downloads I get. I'm going to give you a little taste of that today with this topic. And if you listen to this or watch this and you're like, wait, that's super interesting. What else has she got up her sleeve? Go ahead and check out my membership. It's going to be in the description. And before I continue, like the video, subscribe. If you're listening to it, follow the show, leave me a review, leave a comment. Please engage with the video or with the episode. Would so love you forever if you could please do that. Let me know in the comments where you're from, where you're viewing from. Would love to know. But you know how many people have made good friends from containers that I've hosted? A lot. So you might meet your future best friend or your future soulmate or your future someone who has a really cute animal, and you're going to meet them and be able to hang out with that animal. I don't know. Okay, so today's topic is called the Groups of Ascension. I channeled this, when did I channel this? A few years ago now, I think. I'll have to go back in the Solos. So in Solos, in my membership, I do a weekly update video on Mondays, and that's where I give these things, and it's real time things that I've been received to give to the group, and it's specifically channeled for the group. So I don't know when exactly I channeled this. I started to feel, and let me back up actually, Ascension, I'm sure many of you have heard of Ascension. If you haven't heard of it, long story short, the human race is meant to go on this karmic journey as a collective. So we have our individual karmic lessons, and then we have our collective karmic cycles and karmic lessons that we're meant to learn together. So ideally, we would individually get through our lessons and reach a level of sovereignty, and then collectively we would do that. And ideally, we get to a point where we have achieved, I'm speaking kind of generally because no one knows, right? We don't actually know what ascension is supposed to look like. We have not achieved it yet. So I guess the feeling I get when I think about it is we're meant to achieve a sort of, I guess, utopia. The only thing is, I've actually shared it on this channel before. I did one time see a vision of our ascension actually is humans start to become extinct, and the final humans on the planet. So after, population way dwindles, and then everyone is super, I'll just say the word enlightened, right? They're peace loving. No one wants to harm anyone. And what I saw was we start to dwindle down. So there are so few humans, and they consciously decide to no longer procreate. So extinction is not a meteor hitting the earth or anything like that. What I always see as human extinction is a chosen thing. So then those people say, yeah, the earth does not thrive when humans are on it. And so let's just let it go. And we'll just live our lives and do right by her. And then we'll leave her be, and she can thrive. And so I always see when the humans decide to do that, and then when they kind of leave and fall away, then she just it's just flourishing and beautiful. And so assuming that vision is what's going to happen, I don't know what's going to happen. We are at a point right now where we are moving into groups. And so group A is anyone who this is their final lifetime. They are, and so I call it a cleanup life, and only you will know. And sometimes people book a session with me to ask me, hey, what group am I in? I can tell you my best guess. I don't know for sure. That's not, my power to say that to you. Also, it's your choice. So let me tell you the difference between group A, B, C, and then you'll see what I mean. Group A people, they're here for their karmic lessons. Now, there's nuance to everything, okay? So nothing I'm saying is like, so yeah, if you're group A, then you will not have a booming career. That's not what I'm saying. Group A, though, they are more geared toward, their eyes are more on what are my spiritual gifts? What are my karmic lessons? And let me go through those. Let me go boom, 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 boom. So my coaching program is primarily group A people. And so I feel like I have some kind of leg to stand on when I describe this kind of person. So this kind of person, their lessons are gnarly, big lessons, big shifting. They are looking at every single thing that they've been taught to believe and that society has led us to believe, and they are digging into their true authentic self and being that. And it is the gnarliest transformation. I cannot tell you, and if you resonate with this, then you know how hard it is to actually be you versus what you've been told to be. So that's a lot of group A people. Well, I just got really washed out all of a sudden. That's okay. I'm still trying to get the lighting right. So that's group A people. Group A, once again, a lot of lessons in rapid succession, big lessons. And the biggest thing is you have this knowingness that I got to wrap it up this time. This lifetime, I got to wrap it up. I have to get rid of every roadblock that is keeping me from absolute authenticity, absolute self-realization. So that is always the focus. That does not mean these people don't have booming careers. In fact, a lot of people do have really successful careers because, I mean, you're magnetic as heck when you are in that state of absolute authenticity. So that's not that necessarily. However, that's not the goal. The goal is self-realization and absolute authentic self. And then the byproduct is all of the cool stuff that you do in 3D. Group B, this means it's your last few lifetimes. So now I want to go back to what I meant when I said you can kind of choose. Group A and Group B, you can toggle. Let's say that you feel inside you like, yeah, I'm moving through these, the karmic cycles are coming. And let's say you can feel that your truest self is like meant to go be like a Buddhist nun in Plum Village, or is meant to be like single and completely devoted to your spiritual practice, and nothing is higher than your connection to source or God or whatever word you want to use. But then let's say you also like, you're actually craving not that, and you're like, yeah, but I actually want to be a mom or dad, or I want to do these other things, or I kind of do want to go hard on my business and kind of leave the spiritual stuff to let that be secondary for a second. Okay. So you have inside you what you feel called to, but then you feel your more ego desires. And I'm not saying ego in a negative way, by the way. There's nothing wrong with making that choice instead. So what you're doing by saying, okay, I feel I'm meant to go this way, but I actually want to go this way instead, which is a super powerful thing to do. And just as a side note, it's so powerful because so many people, they want to follow the spiritual path almost as a follower to their own blueprint. We want something to believe in. We want something to follow. And a lot of us, we get into spirituality because we want faith and we don't really agree with organized religion, but we want faith. We want something to, like I said, believe in. We want something to follow. And when you feel that, sometimes then you get into this mindset of, I need to do what I'm being led to do and I don't have a choice. And you always have a choice. Always. So I work with people who they know full well, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my path. And I don't want to do that. And I actually want to go over here instead. And I want to do this first. And then I'll go back and do that later. I can't even tell you how powerful that is. Like, I'm in awe of that. That's so cool. So in that case, that's someone who could be group A, but they're like, oh, let me jump into group B. I'll do that next lifetime. So you can I see group A and B as people kind of like toggle between them. And it's different for everyone. Your lessons are your lessons, and you can be fully in like family mode and still be in group A. Everyone is different. The only person who's going to feel the truth of it is you. And group C, oh, my candle just went out. I love do you see the smoke? I love when that happens. That's so significant. When your candle goes out, what you happen to be talking about or doing at that time is very significant, and which is making me feel like what I'm about to say is really important for people and what I have said. Group C are people who could do group A, but they want to do Ascension again. So Ascension is going to, I don't know, maybe be another like 3,000 years or something. And group C people are people who are at a pretty expansive spiritual level. So if this is resonating with you, you probably have a robust spiritual practice, or you have a really strong intuition, or you really know about karmic lessons. You always say yes to your lessons, and you're really being guided along, and you're really into spiritual stuff, and you're good at, being humble when you need to change something, but then also asking yourself, okay, what's actually me, what's authentically me, all of that stuff. So you have a pretty keen understanding of yourself, you're self-aware, and it's a strong spiritual side, and your soul is saying, I want to do it again with everyone. Let's go, baby. That, again, so cool and so powerful to have that. So essentially, we have done, again, this is just what I've channeled. This is my truth. We have attempted Ascension 7 other times before this, the last one being Atlantis. So we're on number 8. And so souls who are group C are a lot of times, and if you have dug into your past lives a lot, you'll know. If you haven't dug into your past lives and you want to, I'll leave the link to my Akashic Record Level 1 course. It's a self-guided course. It teaches you how to remember past lives, get into karmic cycles, figure out what your psychic gifts are, all of that. Super cool. You do need to practice, I will say. You'll see in the course. Some people get it right away. Some people, it takes a second. It has nothing to do with skill level or like someone's better. It's nothing to do with that. It's just certain people, you do it when it's time for you to do it. So a lot of these past lives, going back to that, a lot of them take place at a time where you were incarnated at the point of ascension where it was either do or, I don't want to say the word because I don't want this video to get banned, do or not. And then humanity failed for whatever reason, or it didn't happen for whatever reason. So a lot of group C people, it feels like very unfinished business with Ascension. They feel like, man, I really wanted to go the distance with everyone and it didn't happen and it's kind of bothering me. And I want to do it this time. I want to feel it with everyone. I want to actually do it this time. And I do feel like we do it this time, I have to say. So that's group C. So it's like you could be group A, but you're like, no, I'm going again with everyone. And then finally we have group D. And no one in group D is watching this video, I will tell you that. But a lot of you may know people in group D. It's people who are saying no to their karma, no to their spiritual lessons. They're just kind of like, no, I'm not into that. Or people who they're saying yes a little bit, but they're resisting. Essentially, we will get to a time in human progression where group D becomes group A, B, or C. So it's just people who are like taking a little bit longer to get to this and have to do a few other things before they kind of get more into the spiritual practice. So group A through C, they've all got some kind of spiritual inclination, intuition. They're drawn to this. Group D, not quite yet. I will later get back to you when I do, kind of thing. Now, there are also groups of energies who are actively basically trying to thwart ascension, which wouldn't technically be under A, B, C, or D. However, I don't feel that those energies are human souls. I feel that those are like tinkering energies, like cosmic, interdimensional, or earth-based or whatever. I don't feel that those are human souls. However, I think a lot of people who follow me are really powerful channels. So let me know in the comments if, this has sparked anything for you, or you start to feel something with it, or you start to kind of feel into your own truth concerning it. I would love to hear. So you might be asking yourself now, Mina, okay, great. I've decided that I'm group A. I've decided that I'm group B, C, whatever, or maybe D. If you're group D, let me know. I'll be very surprised, but yeah, I don't know. But maybe you feel that somehow. And now you're saying, okay, what do I do now? You don't do anything now. I'm just letting you know, like, this is what I've seen, and these are the groups that I've seen. And you just keep following your intuition. And I don't know, I keep feeling in my heart to say, you may switch. You may say, yeah, I'm done here on this planet. Like, I really feel like this is my last life. And then something might happen for you, and you might say, I'm not done after all. Like, wow, this is really cool. I kind of want to like see this through now. And I kind of want to, or you meet like a really powerful group of people or a person or something. And you're like, wait, I don't want to be done in lifetimes with you. Like, I want to do life with you 5 more times, So just leave it open, and it can change whenever. It doesn't need to be set in stone. I just think it's cool to think about, and I think it's cool to sit with, and I think it answers a lot of questions sometimes, specifically A or C. Because group A, it explains why your life has been like riddled with really tough lessons and tough situations. And group C, it can maybe answer the question of, why do I feel like I'm like, riding with everyone into the new age, and just feeling like, yeah, I have unfinished business. I gotta I don't know. I just feel like I gotta do something and I don't know what. Sometimes when I work with people one-on-one, that kind of answers that question for them. This has been the Groups of Ascension. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, please interact with the video, or if you're listening, please follow the show, leave a review, and yeah, thanks again. Have a great rest of your Monday. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.